the final frame. And this is massive. Every player dreams of becoming world champion, and that dream is about to be a reality.
Today, it's the second of our semi-finals at the Virtual Crucible. What a moment for both players. Would you please welcome, represented by Julien Pacaud, one of the most exciting talents in the modern game, 3 times a ranking event winner, Kyren the Warrior Wilson. And he faces, represented by Benny Denea, the pride of Scotland, the 4-time world champion, the Wizard of Wishaw, John Higgins.
So it's Kyren Wilson to get the second semi-final of the Virtual Betfred World Snooker Championship underway. Playing the great John Higgins, 4 times world champion. Of course, Wilson coming into the semi-finals, the only one of the 4 yet to win the World Championship. I'm Dave Hendon, looking forward to watching this one to see who will play Mark Selby in the final. Higgins has had quite a difficult route through actually. He's had 2 deciders, first Stuart Bingham and then Mark Allen. Wilson, though, yet to drop a frame. He's beaten Sean Murphy and Judd Trump, both in whitewashes. Higgins with the slow roll to the reds. Of course, he's being represented by Benny Denea, Julien Pacaud representing Kyren Wilson. A bit like the first semi-final, 2 players who are very good all-round competitors in every department. They're strong. Well, it's a very acute angle if he's going to attempt to pot that. Not much of the pocket to see. That's nicely done, though. 1. Would have loved, of course, to have had the blue on its spot, but it's gone close to the bulk cushion. Looking at the yellow instead. Trying to get into the pack here. Oh, what a great shot. Fantastic shot. And he's on a red,
3.
So really attacking start. Could not have played that yellow any better. Little roll through here for the black.
Four.
John Higgins a 4 times world champion. 1998 was his first success, 2007, 2009 and 2011. So he had to wait a little bit for the second, and then they came in rapid succession. And of course he's also been in the last 3 finals, runner-up 3 years running. Mark Selby, Mark Williams and of course Judd Trump were the players who beat him. So with the 2001 final as well against Ronnie O'Sullivan, 8 finals at the Crucible, incredible record. And this is a good start for the Scotsman.
12.
He's found his groove right away. Could again look to develop reds off the black here, although there are a couple of loose ones to go for. Didn't hold back going into the pack off the yellow earlier. Wow, well, he's actually gone through the gap there. He's gone through the gap. It looked harder to do that. He's trying to get into the reds. Somehow that little gap between the 2 reds just to the
19.
right of the pink he's found. So that's a little bit unlucky, really. As I say, it would be harder to find the gap, I think, than to actually split them. Still on this red, though. And now he does have an angle from this black to, again, if he so desires, go into the reds.
20.
He did just that, but it's not finished too good for John Higgins.
27.
Doesn't look like there's anything on now. Just always with that shot, you're trusting to a little bit of luck, and he hasn't had any in terms of getting on a red.
John Higgins,
Just
27.
looking to tuck up to the red. So 27, it was a good break. As I say, a little bit unlucky not to get on a red to pot to continue it. Of course, Kyren Wilson knows all about playing Higgins at the Crucible. He's lost to him twice. Quarterfinals 2017, although his tip went in early part of the match, Wilson. 13-6 it was to Higgins. And then in the semis, 2018, 17-13. That was a terrific match. Again, though, it was Higgins who prevailed. Kyren Wilson always seemed to be chasing that match, never quite got on level terms. Well, I thought you might look at maybe screwing the cue ball somewhere to the top cushion. Shot he's played was a bit dangerous. That red doesn't pot. This one is not easy to the yellow pocket. But he didn't get the white in a safe position there. The white just in the middle of the table. Yeah, it was inviting, not easy, but well struck.
1.
So John Higgins in for the second time. Higgins currently 4th in the world rankings.
5.
Of course, a lot of the points he's got on the ranking list have come from the World Championship. Last couple of seasons, those 2 finals.
Six.
12. Not the best cue ball, really, where it's finished. Just a bit close to this side cushion. So needs a good solid strike here to continue. It would put him 40 in front, this red. Nicely done. Higgins has started this match looking
13.
really confident.
Would
Love to keep Wilson relatively cold in this opening frame. Shut him out. Wilson yet to pot a ball.
$21.
Well, took the opportunity to try and develop reds, go for the frame.
28.
And it's worked out okay. It's got this one to go at. 55 in front with 75 on. A couple of reds should secure the opening frame for John Higgins. Ooh. He's missed that
John
one,
Higgins, 28.
That was a surprise, really. It's going along nicely up until that point. So he's got a good lead, but not there yet. As I say, still 6 reds on here. This one is inviting. In fact, there's 7 reds on. There's one I hadn't spotted down the bulk end. So 7 reds remain. Plenty on for Wilson.
One.
Bit high on the black. Looking at the brown, there are reds, as you can see, in the bulk area. Well, he's just, I think, gone too
5.
far for that red. Yeah, the yellow's in the way, so that's a disappointment. Brown didn't spot, it's gone on the pink spot, but he just slightly overran the cue ball for the red just off the brown spot. This one is much more difficult that he's looking at. Yeah, it was harder for sure. And look at that, he's cannon the other reds. And what a gift this is for Higgins to win this opening frame.
Kyren Wilson,
I think
5.
the Scotsman will be disappointed if he can't from here. He's 50 in front already, 75 on.
Can you put your phone on silent, please?
Mobile phone going off. Not mine, I should say. Brendan Moore, the referee, having a word. Put them on silent. Well, it didn't seem to put Higgins
1.
off, so, as I say, great chance now to wrap up this frame. Well, looking at the brown rather than the black doesn't seem too difficult. No, having a look at the black now. John Higgins weighing up all the options. He's, of course, a great percentage player. Had to get the rest out, but it wasn't, for him, that difficult.
8.
So red and a colour, it should be 1-0 to Higgins. Just brushed the black there, but it's okay.
9.
Well, I need to just focus on the pot here. If it goes in, we're at the snooker's required stage. He'd be a 66 in front with 59 on. So he's not
16.
finding it easy, but as I say, the main thing is he's got into a position where Wilson needs 2 snookers. Of course, it was Wilson who, when he was in, overran for that red by the brown spot. Otherwise, could have put something substantial together. Well, that's a good pot, and that should secure this frame for John Higgins.
17.
But I'm sure he doesn't want Wilson to get table time and settle into this semi-final. Wants to keep him where he is in his seat. And that's what he's done, knocking that in. And this time, the cue ball has just held up for the red by the brown
21.
spot.
$22.
John Higgins, one of the Crucible greats, simple as that. First played here a quarter of a century ago. Said he didn't like the place on his first visit, didn't see what all the fuss was about. Well, he soon changed his tune. Winning the title 4 times can do that to you.
24.
And they keep going in. Impressive start, this.
25.
So it's been one-way traffic
32.
in this opening frame. Remember, it's first to 3 to play Mark Selby in the Virtual Betfred World Championship final. John Higgins has made an emphatic start. That red stays out, but he's done enough. John Higgins leads Kyren Wilson 1-0.
John Higgins, 32. Frame conceded. Frame, John Higgins.
Well, an impressive start from John Higgins there in frame 1. Highest break was only 32, but he really dominated things, and Wilson barely had a look in, really. Let's see if his fortunes change here in frame 2. Looks a pretty good break-off shot from Higgins. Just one red has come out, but you can't see it, I don't think. So it's just going to be safety off the pack. Well, it looks like he's just dropping into the pack. That's, I think, his initial thought there. Has he hit it hard enough is the question. And yes is the answer. Very nicely judged, actually. Didn't want to go with too much pace and nudge reds out. Obviously didn't want to go too slow and not hit them at all, but judged it well. I think Wilson will be wary of leaving chances after what happened in frame 1. He's seen John Higgins playing well so far. Well, Wilson taking this on. He's known for being a very good rest player, Kyren Wilson. Well, that jinxed him really, didn't it, saying that? Doesn't miss many with the rest. He missed that one. And worse still, that red has gone into bulk and is potable. John Higgins. Put everything into the pot there. They're awkward at that angle from just off the cushion. But there's a chance at the green. Going with pace, trying to, I guess, disturb the reds here. Don't take your eye off the pot, though.
Four.
Well, if he did go at the reds, obviously he didn't get into them, so it looks like just a safety here. Just a thin edge of that red.
John Higgins, 4.
Got to be careful here because I think those two reds at the bottom of the cluster could be made into a plant to the left corner. Well, now it would have to be a 3-ball plant. I'm not sure how set they are. That's opened things up. But he hasn't got a very safe cue ball. So this is a chance. Just slightly overhit it, and has ended up not being on any of those colours. He could have landed on one of those 4 colours close to the baulk line. He's not on any of them, as it turns out. This is a risky black to take on with all those open reds that he's going to leave Higgins if he misses it. And it goes though. But I think all the reds are actually covering one another, so put everything there into the pot, didn't get on a red, and it's going to have to be surely safety now. Well, looking for some sort of swerve, is he? This is a bit ambitious. Might just have to take his medicine, play safe off the red he's closest to. No, I think that's what he's going to do. It looks the most sensible shot. Just wait for a better chance. I think he's just rolling up to it. Not sure why he wouldn't
Kyren Wilson
play down to baulk. Maybe just because he was fearful of leaving a long red on. But he's given Higgins a pretty easy safety, really. It's the shot that Wilson could have played himself. Chose not to. And Higgins has played it well. He's not left a long red on. Very thin contact. But judged the pace well, didn't play it too hard. Gets a round of applause for his trouble. Kyren Wilson 8th in the world as it stands. Broke through winning the Shanghai Masters 2015. Beat Judd Trump in a thrilling final, 10-9. He's won a couple of titles since then, been in a few finals as well. Took a bit of a hammering to Shaun Murphy in the Welsh Open final this season in Cardiff, 9-1. But actually, he had just before that beaten Higgins at the World Grand Prix in Cheltenham. Now then, is there a gap here through to this red past the pink? If there is, then that's a mistake. It's just a question of whether he can see the potting angle here. Pink might just be in the way. Well, trying to maybe bend it with a bit of side here. This is a little bit dangerous. So easy to catch that pink. Well, it appears he didn't like the shot, so he's changed his mind. Just roll into the pack. So rather cagey start to this second frame, just 12 points scored. Kyren Wilson 4 in front. Now this could be good if it keeps running. If it keeps running. That's classic John Higgins, isn't it? Just finding a horrible spot to put his opponent in. And the danger for Wilson here, these reds have opened up, so it's not straightforward to not leave a red on. Hitting one isn't a problem, but it's not leaving one on that's the issue. He has hit one, but he has also left a red on to this right corner. Black available as well.
One.
Well, the black was available. He's not on it, actually. Just needed to drop another sort of half an inch past the red the black would have been on, but it's not. Looking at this long yellow instead. Far more difficult pot than he should have had on the black. Got to commit to this. Because we're playing back for the reds. Yeah, nicely done. Just a question of where this cue ball ends up. It's not great, really, where it is. Well, the red along the cushion is an option. Not a nice shot, though. Ooh, wasn't sure whether that was going to drop, but it did.
4.
With the black to follow. Well, looking at the blue, it's a bold shot choice if he takes this on. Some good potting here. It's just the positional
9.
side that's slightly letting him down. And you see there, it's again It's not finished too good. And he has finally broken down. He's never quite in control of that break, you felt.
John Higgins, 9.
A little cut back here is an option to this right corner. Well, didn't seem to be playing it. Ooh, caught it too thin and then caught it again. I was surprised he didn't take it on, actually, the cutback. And if he's covered it with the blue, he's been fortunate. He didn't play it well, but you need a bit of luck here and there, particularly when you're playing Higgins. As you can see, he has covered it, so got lucky there, Wilson. Well, the swerve would be some shot. I'm not sure about this one, to be honest. Cue ball's got to bend a lot past the blue to pop the red. He's playing it. Oh, fair play.
1.
So John Higgins back in. He's looked confident from the start. He's potted well. Dominated frame 1, even though the highest
6.
break was only 32. Leads by just 11 in this second frame.
Seven.
Just can't quite seem to find ideal position. That's been a bit of an issue for him, even though he's, as I say, potting well. Crunches in the blue, though, without much fuss. Now, again, these reds, I think, are covering one another.
12.
Well, can he get through the gap there, just past the pink? I think he can, actually. Oh, but he's found the middle pocket with the cue ball. I don't think he gave much thought to that.
Kyren Wilson, 4.
He was concentrating on the pot. White's gone in the middle. Not sure, though, how much advantage it is really to have ball in hand for Wilson. Can't quite get to that red to pot it. Can put Higgins back in, of course. Looks like he's decided on safety himself. And it looks a pretty good shot. Maybe it needed to be a bit harder.
1.
There may be a red in the pack that pots, but otherwise it's a chance to open a few up. Queuing from very close to that side cushion. Well, he's gone for the pack.
Six.
Yeah, he's been a bit unlucky. It's going to have to be a plant. The red is over the pocket, so good chance to pot it. But if he catches it just on its other side, closest to the black, it might not drop. So it needs an exact contact, I think. Yeah, nicely done. So this is a definite chance now to open a 2-0 lead. And that would
7.
put John Higgins just one away from a final meet with Mark Selby. They played already, those two, in a couple of World Finals, 2007, where Higgins prevailed. And again in 2017, when it was Mark Selby who came through. Ooh, he's missed the pink though. Well, he'll be annoyed, having got the reds open,
John
that
Higgins.
he couldn't continue
7.
there. The only good news is it doesn't look like he's left Wilson a pot on. Well, there's a chance to try and make this into a plant, but the reds are a little way apart, aren't they? It's going to have to be made, this plant. And he's not attacking them from straight on either, so it's a bit risky. Just trying to put the white on the side cushion. Not the worst attempt, but he's not quite got there, and this is a potential pot, which would have been more difficult if the white had been tight to the cushion. Higgins 20 in front. And in it goes. So Wilson, he tried a delicate shot. Hang on though, where's this white? He's okay. He's already gone off in that pocket
1.
once in the match, but avoids it this time. But not nice on any colour, really. Well, he screwed the cue ball back, but not well. Has he gone far enough? I don't think
3.
so. Just needed to come past the pink or stop before it. He's finished in no man's land in terms of that red to the right corner. Sorry, the left corner. So he's had a few chances, Higgins, to make it 2-0, but he's going to have to wait, I think, for another one. 23 the lead, not much in it really, with still 5 red, 67 points on.
John Higgins 3.
Well, he's played a good one here. He's cut off Wilson's options. This is a bit awkward, actually. Can just see the edge there, but scope for things to go wrong here. Clatter into other balls. Played it well. It's a good shot that from Wilson. He was in a bit of trouble, but he's dug himself out of it. Well, John Higgins caught that a little thick, actually. Unusual safety error from the Scotsman. So suddenly a chance presents itself for Wilson here. Two for the price of one. Two reds went in.
2.
Barry Hawkins against Neil Robertson in the first round. He potted 3 in one shot. Well, the
8.
problem here, of course, the pink back on its spot. That red to the corner isn't on. The red to the middle is, but it's one of those tricky little pots. Ooh, it's not there. Never looked in. Didn't dip at the last moment either.
Kyren Wilson, 8.
So it was a chance for Wilson, but just 8 scored. He trails by 15. And this is a big shot now in this frame. If Higgins can knock this red in, then he's looking good to make it 2-0. Yeah, terrific pot. Well,
1.
it's going to need another one. That cue ball kept running. This black, in some ways, even bigger than the red he's taken on. Because, of course, he's playing for a red after it. Nicely done. Got this red over the middle. Could have lost him the frame had he missed that black, but he
8.
didn't miss it. And John Higgins now 23 in front. So needs the last 2 reds. It should be 2-0 to him, and he'd be 1 frame away from the final and a meeting with his old foe, Mark Selby.
Nine.
So this is the ball, this red.
15.
That should get him there. And in it goes. Crowd applaud frame ball. And John Higgins has taken
16.
an early stranglehold on this semi-final. He's becoming so hard to beat. At the Crucible, of course, he's hard to beat in most venues, but certainly in this World Championship. 8 finals, 4 titles over the years. Speaks for itself. Kyren Wilson then with it all to do in
23.
the remainder of the match. Must try and apply some pressure. If he can get in, try and put a break together just to show John Higgins that he's got it in him to turn this round. So frame 3 is going to be a big one. Not been a match of breaks, but Higgins has dominated. Potting well, feeling good, played some good safety
25.
as well. 40 in front, so I can't see Wilson playing on here. Higgins didn't get the snooker, but it shouldn't matter.
John Higgins, 25.
Well, looks like Wilson... No, he has, in fact, conceded.
Frame, John Higgins.
So, Higgins leads Wilson 2-0. So, on to frame 3, and Kyren Wilson now playing catch-up. 2-0 down here to John Higgins. It's only first to 3, remember, to reach the World Final. So, Wilson looking to stave off a whitewash. Of course, prior to this match, hadn't lost a frame in the competition. He beat Sean Murphy 2-0, and then Judd Trump, the world number 1, 2-0. But in a spot of bother here. He's had chances in the first 2 frames, but it's John Higgins the favourite at the moment to progress. No big breaks yet, but Higgins has taken his chances more effectively. Simple as that. To put himself in this strong position. Ooh, he's not nudged a red out. That's the last thing he wanted to do. So an easy starter, just what Kyren Wilson needed, really, you feel, to get himself going. And a rare safety error, that from John Higgins. You don't see many mistakes from him on that score. Just a little heavy-handed. Nudge this red out. Didn't play it great,
One.
It's got to be said. He's left himself an awkward cutback on the black. It's a bit of an edgy one, actually, that red, but maybe that reflects the scoreline. Well, the worst possible result for Wilson.
Kyren Wilson, 1.
Missing the black, opening the reds. And he's fearful now. John Higgins, of course, only needing 1 frame. He's not left anything easy, though. Could have left something much easier than this. This red, I think, well, does it go past the black? He's not sure. He's having a good look at all the options. There's the one to the far corner of the yellow pocket. So Higgins is in.
1.
Again, though, just slightly lost the run of the cue ball. It's finished close to the side cushion, so nothing, again, easy here. That yellow looks very straight. Can't do much with the white if he takes the yellow. Pink's an option to the middle, but he's looking at the yellow.
3.
That was the thing, he couldn't really do much at all with the cue ball. He's potted well throughout this match, though, Higgins. He's looked confident, gone for his shots. Finished off the last frame nicely when the chance came.
Four.
Well, very delicately done, but is this yellow, does it pass the red? I think it does. Just. No real margin for error here, though. But this will help. It gets the yellow out the way. Oh, he's missed it, though. I was going to say, get the yellow out the way, get the black back on its spot, and then it's a chance to win the match. But actually, he's missed the yellow, so a bit of a let-off for Wilson.
4.
I'm sure Kyren Wilson watching that must have thought, hang on, I might not get back to the table here, but actually a rare slip-up from Higgins. This red potable to the middle. I think if Wilson could win the frame and win it well with a decent break, then that will just plant a little seed in Higgins' mind that this is far from over.
One.
But that's all easy to say. He's got to do it. And already this has gone wrong. The only ball that pots really is the brown. Well, sensible to play safe because 2-0 down in a best of 5, you can't really afford to
Kyren
be
Wilson, 1.
pushing the boat out too much. Well, Higgins again going for his shots, but he's now left a very good chance for Wilson, you've got to say. And Kyren Wilson at some point is going to have to start taking these. This red to the left corner is the starter. I think the blue pot's.
1.
It's on the black as well, but I think that blue goes. The pink may go, actually. So he's got options here. Kyren Wilson, a very hard worker, works with his coach Barry Stark, who's a bit of a YouTube legend in his own right with his coaching videos. Always seems to prepare well for tournaments. Like Judd Trump, he has his brother on tour, Taylor. He's a personal trainer, so he keeps him in shape. He's gone close to this middle pocket. Wow. It's a big error. It's a big, big error, that is.
Foul. Kyren Wilson, 1.
And there's a red
John
to
Higgins, 5.
the left middle, but that is just maybe a bit of adrenaline, just overscrewing the white into the middle. Could be a significant error. He's not guaranteed, to get back to the table. So although there's only 6 in it, that could be a big mistake from the Englishman. Surprised he didn't take the red in the middle of the table to the middle, but fancied the long one and missed it. A reprieve for Wilson then. Higgins may have got away with this, but Wilson is just happy he didn't actually pop the red and make a match-winning break from it. Well, it's a
1.
great pot. He's been unlucky that green and brown have sort of messed each other about there. The pink is on. Could have been an easier pot on green or brown, though.
Seven.
Well, he just doesn't seem to be on anything here. Red to the middle, maybe. A superb pot, but surely end a break now.
8.
Well, flick off the blue, try and get the white out of there, I guess has got to be the plan here. Well, I think he's just rolling to the blue.
Kyren Wilson, 8.
That was very risky. So close to reds, particularly the one by the pocket. And it looks like he can get through to it, Higgins. So that's a mistake by Wilson.
One. 4.
Well, great green, but again, it's not getting any easier. These are always tricky along the cushion.
5.
Brown's waiting here. Well, even though it's a long way from the cue ball, it's close to the pocket.
Nine.
Right from the start of the match, Higgins has been going for his shots, and that's not changed. But that one didn't go in.
John Higgins, 9.
So, chance for Wilson to take the lead here. He will
1.
do if he pots the black. Not seen real fireworks yet in this match, but of course, traditionally, fireworks come at the end of the night, not the start. Seen one dramatic semi-final already. Of course, Mark Selby beating Mark Williams 3-2. That was a very tense decider. Wilson would love to force one himself, but first things first, win this frame.
Eight.
Looks like there's just room past that pink to pot the red. Very tight though, a little bit of side on the white. Just to try and kick it in, I guess. Risky though at this stage, 2-0 down, best of 5. But he's taking it on.
Nine.
Just nothing really seems to be coming easy for Wilson here. But it was a good pot with the rest. He is reliable with that bit of equipment. Well, maybe Wilson
16.
now just beginning to hit his stride a little bit again, and good pot on the black. Straight red to the corner to follow. He's just cued it too well, hasn't he? And the whites followed it in. If anything,
Foul.
it was too straight.
Kyren Wilson, 16. John Higgins, 4.
He's hit it so purely that the white has followed the red in. So Wilson, well, he's got himself 5 points in front, but it's a chance to make a lot more there. Sure, he was buzzing after beating Judd Trump, but this is another match against a fierce opponent, a 4 times world champion, John Higgins, 8 times finalist at the Crucible. So an interesting passage of play now. John Higgins potentially needing one more visit to win the match. Wilson determined not to let him in, but equally determined if he gets in to make something from it. Important stage here if the match is to be extended to at least one more frame. Safety paramount now from both players. Higgins trying the snooker behind the blue, didn't quite come off. But has left nothing on. If he played the slow roll to the first red, he shouldn't leave a pot on. He's taking a bit of working out this shot. Well, I think he's going back to what I suggested. If he just rolled up to the first red, he shouldn't leave anything on. It's a delicate shot though, easy to overhit. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that shot. And this is a chance. This red, it's thin, but it does pot to the green pocket. Well, he's looking at the other one. Maybe the one nearest the cushion is too thin. This is straight though. This is awkward. Oh, nicely done. Very nicely done. So a chance for Kyren Wilson to win his first frame and to extend the match. Terrific long red. Looking at this straightish black in the middle of the table. Just 6 points in the frame. It's been quite scrappy this third frame, but a very important one in the match. Just looking to stun this black in for the red in the middle of the table.
Eight.
I'm sure those watching, apart from the real partisan John Higgins supporters, would love to see Wilson make a fight of this. Leads by 13. Always close to the middle is okay. Just for a moment, I thought he'd found the pocket, but actually it's
9.
worked out nicely. He's got the green here for the red in bulk. Well, he's looking at the pink. I thought green would have been the easier pot. And now he is looking at the green. It's got to be the shot, surely. Well, I think it does pass the red. But we're back to the pink now. Can't quite make his mind up. The green looks the easier part of the two.
Twelve.
Well, he's caught the green, but actually
13.
It's not too bad. He's on the green to the middle now. It will put him, if he pots it, 21 ahead, so he'll need yellow and green in addition. Well, just playing a little snooker, not interested in the green, keeping things tight. Looking to force an error out of John Higgins, it would seem.
Kyren Wilson.
It's fair enough, that, because he has got him snookered, so John Higgins with a little bit to think about here. So easy to hit the blue. Yellow and blue together. So it's got to be exact here. And he's 18 behind, so not that much latitude for Higgins. Put it this way, if he hit the blue twice, he'd need snookers. Close. Free ball, I think, but it's not any use to Wilson.
Foul and a miss. Kyren Wilson, 4. Free ball.
Got to go back, you would think. Just a slight adjustment needed. but he doesn't want to over-adjust and hit the blue. That'll be in his mind here. Good hit. Very good hit. This may still cut though, it's thin. I think he can cut this in. He needs yellow and green to win his first frame. Well, it looks like he believes it doesn't pot. Well, he's now thinking again. I think it's thin, but I think it will cut. But he's the one playing the shot. Well, it's a fantastic shot he's played. Didn't fancy the thin cut, but he's put Higgins in trouble. Snooker behind the blue. Again, keeping the pressure on John Higgins. Playing the percentages, which of course is what Higgins is a master of himself. So Wilson being quite stubborn in this frame. Get the feeling now, though, he'll take the yellow on. Remember, he only needs yellow and green. It's a chance to reduce the deficit to 2-1. Yes, good pot. Needs another one.
2.
The danger, of course, is that the clearance is definitely on were he to slip up, but the green to lead by 25 with 22 on. Big shot for Kyren Wilson in this match. Could win him his first frame. Excellent. What a great pot and a good cheer from this Crucible crowd, who know now that they're very likely to be seeing at least one more frame. He's on the brown as well. Terrific green from Wilson. Quite rightly just taking the points there. No theatrics in terms of trying to get on the
9.
blue. That should stop any playing on. 31 in it with just 18 on, so he needs 3 snookers. Seems very unlikely even for John Higgins, that. So, it looks like Wilson's on the scoreboard.
Kyren Wilson, 9. Frame conceded. Frame, Kyren Wilson.
So John Higgins now leads 2-1. So can Kyren Wilson force a decider, or can John Higgins hold him off? Wilson winning that third frame. It was a bit scrappy, but he got the job done. Played some good safety actually towards the end to put a bit of pressure on John Higgins. Remember, it's Mark Selby who's waiting in this final of the Virtual Betfred World Championship. Higgins to break in frame 4. Well, there's not much John Higgins hasn't seen down the years. He won't be too concerned, but obviously he would like the job done, I guess, in this frame rather than having to go through a decider. A little bit of murmuring in the audience. This match has got a lot more interesting since Wilson won that third frame. Just room past the pink. There's a red sticking out, and Wilson has caught it nicely. And the little bonus of the flick off the brown is to leave him in behind the green. He's a little bit lucky. He would accept that, but he'll take it all day long. Not too difficult, though, you would think, to roll into the pack. It's a big target off the side cushion for John Higgins. No problem for the Scotsman.
Touching ball.
Well, touching ball makes it easier just to play away. Chance to potentially get him behind the green again. This time intended. That's what he was trying to do.
Touching ball.
It's a bit of deja vu here for John Higgins. He keeps ending up behind the green. This time he can't come off the right-hand side cushion, so it's going to have to be the left-hand side instead. The only danger here, a red has come out below the pack that he has to be mindful of. In fact, he's hit it, and it's worked out okay. Rather cagey start to this fourth frame. Try and get in behind the black here. The white somewhere on the top cushion. And in a way, he's maybe trying to tempt Higgins into playing thin off the pack leave a chance at the red on the right-hand side. He can't see that red now, so that's the only one out in the open. Well, does he think he can pop this to the middle? I'm not sure about that one. Flick off the pack is the shot, I think, but it's protecting the red that's out in the open is maybe the issue. Could just roll into the pack. There's all sorts of options available to him. And it looks like he's just rolling into them here. Well, there's potentially a pot on to the left middle. It's not easy at all, but I wonder if he'd consider it. No, it's a bit close to the red, maybe. So it looks like another little roll in. Well, he's trying to get to the top cushion, didn't quite come off, so that's a mistake this time from Wilson. And this red now is on to the middle for John Higgins. So definite mistake by the Englishman there. Got a low angle on the black to go into the reds. Higgins knocking in the first ball of the frame. There's the chance that he has a save off the black to go into them. He's looking at the blue, but it doesn't offer much in terms of position. Didn't play to go into the pack, but there is a red bottom left of the bunch that looks like it'll pot to the right corner. So content to just play for the loose one. Well, it seems didn't quite see the potting angle, so that's the end of that.
John Higgins, 8.
I think he missed a bit of a trick there when he had the black and a natural angle to split the reds. So back to the safety. And with the red in the middle of the table, you may see a bit of tip-tapping here at the black end because both players wary of that red. Ooh, dear me. That has gone about as bad as it could do for Higgins. Maybe he's a little stung losing that last frame. He's left this red on. Chance for Kyren Wilson. much angle here on this black. Just off straight. Going with plenty of pace. Trying to get into them. What a shot. What a shot that is. Fantastic. And he really committed to the shot there. And what a result. So it's interesting, earlier on Higgins had a chance to get into the reds off the black, didn't take it. Kyren Wilson, on the other hand, grasped his chance with both hands. And this is a good scoring opportunity now for the Englishman. Played that shot, run inside off 2 cushions into the pack. It's got them open. What can he make from it?
Nine.
Well, he's had a look at the blues and look at the green. Blue looks favourite. White has come closer to the side cushion than he would have liked. Just controlling the shot, really, the positional side is the issue. But there's so many reds in the open. Be unlucky not to be on something here if he pots the blue. Got to commit to the shot. He did with the black and it worked out. Well, he's caught in 2 minds about which colour to go for. Back to the green now.
Twelve.
Well, there's a couple of reds that pot here. This one to the green pocket is one of them.
Thirteen.
Well, green to the middle looks the easier ball. Just taking a look at the blue though. Just floated it in very nicely. These reds covering one another though. There is one that does cut back to that right corner. It's also this one
18.
to the yellow pocket. He's worked hard for these 18 points. He's never been in ideal position around the reds, but he's kept the break going so far. And it's still going.
19.
Just seems every colour he takes is a real difficult ball. He's not, as I say, can't just get into ideal position, but he's kept on potting. And that was bang in the middle of the pocket.
25.
So Wilson, 17 points in front, looking to continue the break. Played that great shot of 2 cushions off the black to get into the reds. Just looking to try and get prime position, which he's not quite held since then. Ooh, that red just wriggled and the white nearly went in the middle. And again, it's just finished slightly awkward, wrong side of the blue.
26.
Blue looks the favourite here, but he's got to avoid 4 colours in the bulk end. Yellow is very straight. Can't do much with the white here. Looking to play some sort of screw back, I think. Yeah, couldn't do much with the white. Blue was an opportunity to get nearer to the reds, but of course it was fraught with danger, as I mentioned, with the colours in bulk. So he weighed it up and took the yellow, but it's not getting any easier now. This red is tough, slightly hampered by the pink. Quite a valiant 28 so far this break.
$29.
Now, the black may be potable to the middle. It's a tough one. Looking again at the yellow. This time he does have an angle off the yellow to get back down for the reds. Bit of top on the cue ball. There's this white to slow up. It's a good shot, this. A very good shot from Kyren Wilson. He's just run on a little bit, but he's still 31. On the red, just off the black spot. Break goes to 31. Ooh, he's overcut the red. So what was looking like a promising opening has come to an end.
Kyren Wilson, 31.
Good 31 from Wilson. He leads by 23, but had a chance to make more there. Potentially force a decider. Gonna have to wait for another chance. Higgins in with a good long red. But he's seen the white finish on the cushion, just makes queuing a bit more awkward.
Four.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier, when Higgins first played at the Crucible in 1995, he said, I don't understand what all the fuss is about. He said it's really small, it's not my favourite venue at all, but that was just a little bit of teenage angst maybe. He was only 19 at the time. Soon saw the other side of the coin at this magnificent venue. Great shot. Just got into the cue ball a little bit too much, which is why the white's finished on the cushion. But it was good cueing. Just reducing the deficit. Now 13 points is Wilson's lead. This is ambitious if he's taking this red on to the yellow pocket. Well, they say fortune favours the brave.
11.
Just keeps leaving himself close to these side cushions. Well, yellow is dead straight. Pink is an angle to get back for reds. Can't do much with the white with the yellow. Not bad though.
13.
On the red just right of the black. He's already survived 2 deciders in the 2 best of 3s.
14.
First round beat Stuart Bingham, 2015 champion, 2-1, and then quarterfinals Mark Allen from Northern Ireland, 2-1. Of course, this is best of 5. But he preferred 3-1 to having to go into another decider, despite his record in them. Well, he's just lost his way here with the cue ball. Just completely overcooked that one. Had a chance to get on the red to the right corner, but in fact he's lost the run of the white. So it's looking like end of break for John Higgins. With just 4 points in, a very tense 4th frame. Bit annoyed there because he had a lot of room to get on that red. Pretty good safety though. Maybe a shot to nothing on.
John Higgins, 19.
Red to the right corner. The play with safety in mind. Cue ball back to the bulk end. Well, not interested in that. Trying to keep things tight instead. Well, it's not quite a plant, I don't think, to the corner. No, they're not quite set. So looking to come thin off the reds. Get the white towards bulk again. Well, it was always the danger, obviously, that middle pocket. Now, this could be a free ball.
Kyren Wilson, 4.
Well, not quite a free ball, it would seem. Got to be able to see 2 sides of a red. Guess the red on the right-hand side he can see both sides of. if he puts the white near the green. So it's not a free ball, and therefore not as big a mistake as it could have been, would have been, had he left the free ball. So Kyren Wilson leads by 8 points with 4 reds on. Remember, if he wins the frame, we're going to a decider. If Higgins wins it, then he is the winner of the match, and he will play Mark Selby in the final here in Sheffield. Tense exchange coming up then. And this is a pretty good shot from Wilson. Nicely played. I think there is an edge, though, for Higgins, just about. You can see there he can just get through to that red. Again, just the thinnest of edges available. Oh, just got it. Delicate stuff. Again, just flicks the red. Crowd appreciating this protracted safety exchange. I know the importance, of course, of this point in the frame and indeed the match overall. I'm not sure he's quite got the cover with the yellow. That's what he was looking for. Again, just an edge sticking out for Kyren Wilson, but not much of one. Well, another glancing blow, but that'll do. Proper old standoff here. Two players who are renowned for their battling qualities and powers of concentration. They need them all here. I just caught the knuckle this time. Now then, are the 2 reds a plant? That would be a massive bonus if they were a plant to the left corner. Oh, not quite. I'm not sure that can be made. It doesn't quite look set. Slight gap between them. I'm not sure if he can make that. He's having a good look at it though. Well, from that angle, I think he can make it. John Higgins looking on in the background. Well, it looks like he's not playing the plant after all that. Doesn't fancy taking the risk. So another very thin snick off the reds. Eight points in this frame. It's been a while since the ball was potted. It might be a while yet before one is. Both players more than aware of the importance of this moment in the frame. This looks good. Well, very nearly got him tight behind the brown. That would have been trouble. As it is, he can see the reds. This time, though, it could well open them up. It depends how thin he catches them. But they may open up here. Well, they're not going to open up if he just catches them thin like that, which he did once again. Kyren Wilson seems to be the master at just flicking off them. Ah, well, he's done that before, and once again,
Kyren Wilson, 4.
being off, and those 4 points, could be in some way significant later on. You never know. Certainly will be appreciated, I'm sure. Again, I guess it's not a free ball because close to the green he could see both sides of the red. Higgins has been put back in then. Which was Wilson's right to do, but no mistake has been forthcoming in terms of leaving a red on. So the standoff continues. Yeah, some good safety being played here. Good judgment of pace. Two players have got a handle on the speed of the table. Again, the slightest of glances off the red from Wilson. He seems to be a master at that shot. Well, it's been a good while, hasn't it, since a pot? These 4 reds just stubbornly sticking together. Well, again, just caught it. You barely moved the red, but just got the paint, as they say. Well, this may be a shot to nothing this time. Potential cut red to the right corner, with the degree of safety playing the cue ball back to bulk. That's an option for Kyren Wilson. He's played it and he's got it. So that breaks that little impasse. He's on the yellow.
1.
Now then, can he attack that cluster of 3 reds? If he can get into them, there they are, then it opens everything up. Being very cagey here. Looks like he's playing safe on the brown. I thought it was a chance off the yellow. Looking to drop in behind the brown, I think. Really turned the screw. He didn't get the snooker. I'm surprised he didn't take the yellow one, purely because if he doesn't get into the pack off the yellow, he can still play safe off the reds. He's not going to be leaving anything on.
Kyren Wilson.
As it is,
1.
he's tried to drop in behind the brown. He hasn't actually got in behind the brown, so chance missed. Determined to turn the screw, lay the snooker. Didn't get the snooker. Now these reds now have just opened up, and suddenly they're in possible positions. So the stakes raised a little bit. Well, the red is on for Higgins. Trailing by 13 points, but suddenly everything is now possible after a long bout of safety. There is now finally some light at the end of the tunnel for this frame. Higgins with an opportunity at the long red. Nicely done. I wonder if Wilson will regret not taking the yellow and trying to get into that cluster of 3 reds when
1.
he had the chance. We'll see. Out of his hands at the moment. Terrific pot on the black.
Eight.
If anything, just a tad too hard. Well, it's a definite chance now to win frame and match. Again, he's just slightly overdone that.
9.
Only slightly, but makes a difference in terms of holding for this next red. Well, he's taken the yellow. This is a strange shot in a way. I mean, the black is much easier. Yeah, and he's lucky in the end. He's caught the green with the white there.
John Higgins, 9.
Got close to it. Fully committed to the pot, but the red wobbles and stays out. It's got very tense. It feels like a decider. Of course, it's not. It's to potentially set up a decider if Wilson wins it. He's 4 in front. Fancying for this one. And then it is a chance for 2-2. Ooh, but the red stays out. Bit of pressure creeping in, maybe. It's been that sort of frame, a bit tense here and there. Well, John Higgins with another chance. 4 behind. But everything really out in the open, everything potable. Can the 4 times champion put himself into the final? Oh, the red has stayed out again. Something about that pocket. Wow. Drama at the end of this 4th frame. Well, it's a thin clip, as you can see. Feels like 2 easier pots have already been missed here to this same pocket. This time, though, the red has dropped into the pocket. Well, it's not straightforward from here, but he's given himself some sort of chance. Looking at a few options. The pink is one. The green is a little snick into the middle. Green to middle gives him a chance to come back round to the yellow, but seems to be looking at it to the corner instead. Well, you saw the green catch the cushion on the way
Kyren
down,
Wilson, 1.
and that's usually a sign that it's going to stay out, and indeed it has. So, Higgins 5 behind. As it stands, he's going to need up to and including the pink here. This is a big shot on the yellow. The green's waiting, unmissable. But the yellow stays out. So Wilson, all of a sudden, has got yellow and green over the pocket. He needs up to and including the blue to make it 2 each and force a decider.
Two.
So it's all about getting close to the brown here off this green. Could do the kiss on the pink. That'll be very handy. Well, that'll do. It's one of those. It's a dodgy little
Five.
cutback now. Does he fancy even taking the brown on? Doesn't have to play the pot. But remember, he only needs brown and blue. Well, it doesn't look like he's playing it. Can't blame him because there's a lot of risk attached. It was a thin one. Hasn't quite got the snooker behind the pink, though.
Kyren Wilson, 5.
Well, does Higgins take the brown on? It's another chance. Everything is possible. So if the brown's in, then every chance to get this one. 10 points behind, so he needs all 4 colours now. Super pot. Doesn't want to be snookered, and he's not. Can he follow up the
4.
good brown with a good blue? He's got the class, of course, to take this out. Doesn't sound much brown to black, but we've seen a tough brown, a tough blue here. Not to be. He's hoping it runs safe.
John Higgins, 4.
So a very dramatic end to this 4th frame. 6 points in it. Wilson in front, looking to level up at 2-2. Higgins had a chance there, a half chance to win 3-1. Just needed to maybe hit that a little bit harder because he had a natural line to get somewhere near the pink. Played a good shot here. He's got a snooker. Full ball, actually. It seems. I don't know whether there's just a slight edge on the left-hand side as we look. But it looks a pretty telling shot. I think, yeah, he can actually catch the blue, but he's got to be so careful here. If he leaves it on, it could well be his last shot of the match. And the semi-final round is one nobody wants to lose in, with the final looming. Oh, hang on, what's happened here? Well, he's pushed the black safe-ish. That's the only good news. OK, he's left the blue on. But Higgins needs blue, pink and black. So the black, a bit awkward on the cushion, could come to Wilson's rescue. Well, it's not going to be easy to get
5.
close to the black here. Look at that, he's pretty much straight on the pink, just off straight. So it's not straightforward to get close to what will be an awkward black. Does he dare take it on? It's for victory
11.
if it goes in. But if he misses, he could give Kyren Wilson a chance to pot it and therefore a decider. John Higgins with a big shot here. Dead weight. And in it goes, and John Higgins is the winner. What a dramatic finish.
Frame and match.
He beats Kyren Wilson 3-1. John Higgins, helped of course by Benny Denea, into the final to play Mark Selby.